Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second day of the EIC Summit. For those that you have been with us yesterday, just to remind to all of you that there was a fantastic day, a fantastic event, with a lot of inspiring discussions and important ceremonies. So we had the award of the iCapital, we had the award of the Rising Cities, and we have the announcement of the third unicorn under EIC. So fantastic outcomes of this 1 year of establishing EIC, and in particular under Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe, more will come. So today is the second day of the summit, and we open with this plenary session, a very important session because it's a session that will bring us on how to work together and co-create innovation policy and innovation activities together with the member states, together with the associated countries, together with the stakeholders. So I'm very happy today to moderate a session on the launching of the EIC Forum, a forum established with high representatives from member states and associated countries to provide us advice, input, recommendation on what needs to be done in order to promote European innovation policy and to promote European leadership on new technologies. So I'm extremely happy to open this session today, which is going to start with a keynote speech by Commissioner Gabriel, our commissioner responsible for his innovation, research, education, sports, and creativity. So a commissioner with a huge portfolio, a commissioner for knowledge. And also, we are going to have a presentation of the member of the newly established EIC Forum, Frithjof Maennel, the Deputy Director General of the German Ministry for Research and Education and Innovation, and a fantastic panel where he's going to provide feedback to what is going to be presented, the first policy orientation document prepared jointly by the EIC Forum workshop, a feedback that is going to be given by Commissioner Gabriel, but also by distinguished speakers such as the Minister Manuel Herr, the Portuguese Minister for Research and Innovation, who is going to provide a video message to all of us, and then Jernej, the Director General in the Directorate for Internationalization and Representation Technology in Slovenia, and Christian Ehler, a distinguished member of the European Parliament and the ITRE Committee. So this is going to be our session today, and without losing any more time, I'm looking forward to invite Commissioner Gabriel on the podium with me. Commissioner, please join us for a keynote speech about what we expect to do today, the official inauguration of the forum, and your vision about the European innovation policy. Commissioner, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, dear Anna, dear Minister Heitor, Honorable Member of the European Parliament, Dr. Ehler, dear Director Generals, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say thank you. Thank you very much for being with us for this second day of the EIC Summit. Thank you very much to all those that have made possible that the EIC Forum become a reality today. Because it is with great pleasure that I address so many important actors of innovation in Europe, including those following us remotely. Well, today marks the official launch of the European Innovation Council Forum, a new centerpiece of European innovation policymaking to promote coordination and dialogue. As such, I want to take this opportunity to challenge you. European community of innovators, business, politics and science. Let's get to work. Let's talk. Let's co-design the future of Europe, starting with innovation. Allow me here to begin by highlighting that people and businesses in Europe can only thrive if the economy works for them and for the planet, which requires us to rethink the way we produce and consume. That is why we have established the EIC Forum as a platform that brings closer together entrepreneurs, universities, policymakers, so that together we may find better ways to promote and regulate innovation in Europe. This forum is also offered as a platform to bring together initiatives launched recently. For example, the traffic light from Slovenia, European Startup Nation Alliance from Portugal, and the Scale Up initiative by France. This is a good example of coordination and collaboration at European level for the benefit of European innovators. Indeed, the EIC Forum provides you a space where you can meet and discuss openly and informally how the European Union should design our innovation public policy in order to boost high-quality jobs, come up with creative solutions for shaping a sustainable and resilient recovery from the pandemic, and ensure our European strategic sovereignty in the twin digital and green transitions. I strongly believe that in order to achieve a stronger pan-European innovation ecosystem, we first need more public-private coordination and dialogue at the European, regional and national level, which will benefit all regions, allowing industries, startups to thrive and leaving no one behind. That is why it is so important for me to hear your recommendations, because it will help us work better together and will push us to come up with joint solutions to our common economic, climate and societal challenges. So in this sense, let me say that I'm very much looking forward to hear now the first preliminary policy orientations discussed at the preparatory meeting of the EIC Forum this Tuesday. Indeed, based on the preparatory work that I have seen, I can already let you know that our views are very much aligned. In fact, both the main intervention areas and ideas for actions that you suggest, as well as the working groups that you will form, also complement what we have heard from other stakeholder groups in recent months. And I'm here, I must say that I'm really proud. I'm proud that for the first time we have consulted and organized policy workshops with essential stakeholder groups that are not usually part of some European circles, such as the group of women in venture capital, the group of European unicorn founders, and the group of European innovation ecosystem leaders. Their recommendations range from better regulation of stock options and startup visas to attract talent, to small valleys and startup villages, to ensure territorial innovation cohesion, to new instruments to build a true pan-European innovation ecosystem. And in addition, we also launched an open stakeholder survey. You can find the results online and learn from the different views we have collected about the challenges Europe's innovation ecosystem actors are facing, which opportunities they see ahead, and what are their ideas for future actions. Now, we need you. We need coordination and dialogue to enrich our policy-making process, thanks to the national expertise and viewpoints of the EIC Forum representatives from member states and associated countries. We need to hear from you. So to conclude, I want to ask all of you to come up with ambitious and concrete recommendations that can help us boost Europe's innovation performance. So let me welcome you once again on this exciting journey we are starting together today. I look forward to work with you to turn the current crisis into an opportunity to shape the recovery of Europe, making it greener and fit for the digital world, leaving no one behind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear Commissioner. It's a very inspiring speech which demonstrates your challenging mission and vision that you have. And we are all here to work together to deliver this vision, and I hope we'll manage to do it very soon. So, as you said, the forum started already to work before its formal launching, which is today. And in order to prepare this meeting, there was a very important policy orientation document that was prepared, discussed, and today we are happy that Mr. Maennel is going to present to you. I hope that Mr. Maennel is connected with us online. Yes, good morning, Frithjof. Welcome to the launching event of the EIC Forum. So you are one of the members of the forum. We have discussed together this Tuesday the orientation document, and I'm extremely pleased that you are with us today to present this orientation document. So the floor is yours. Please convince us what needs to be done.
Thank you, Anna. Good morning. Dear Commissioner Gabriel, dear Minister Heitor, dear members of the European Parliament, dear colleagues, dear ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed, it's a great pleasure to me to be part of the launch of the EIC Forum today. Europe's innovation performance continues to improve across the EU. That's the good news. But still, in a rapidly evolving global context, we have to further advance policies to enhance innovation in Europe in order to address the green and the digital transition and to foster societal and economic growth. Within the EIC Forum, we discussed challenges and bottlenecks for strengthening the European innovation ecosystem. We have to differentiate between short and medium-term goals and keep the long-term development of innovation policy in mind. Sounds quite simple, but isn't. I would like to present you now our policy orientations, if I may say so, for the development of the Union's innovation ecosystem in 5 areas without any claim to completeness due to our time constraints today. A hard copy with these policy orientations will be transmitted to you, Commissioner Gabriel, shortly. These areas have received overall support by the colleagues from the member states and associated countries in the EIC Forum. I have exactly 1 slide I would like to show to you now. Can we see the slide, please? Yes, thanks. Firstly, it will be crucial to better leverage existing instruments between different tools of the 3rd pillar of Horizon Europe, as well as with other EU programs. We should also strive to exploit the possibilities of fundamental research and supporting market-creating innovation. Here we need to bring scientists and innovators together. Secondly, a better interconnection of the innovation ecosystems at EU, national and regional level should be envisaged. By strengthening cooperation between all innovation actors, we ensure efficient flows of ideas and talents. Innovative SMEs can play an important role. We also need to foster entrepreneurial mindsets and skills. Thirdly, we need to encourage funding for high-risk, innovation-led investments. There is a need to collect more evidence to characterize the scale-up gap and assess national specificities in scale-up funding. At the European level, we should be aiming at stimulating investments in strategic areas while maintaining strategic autonomy. Our 4th area is to bridge the innovation divide within Europe by boosting synergies, particularly across EU innovation-related policies and programs such as Horizon Europe and the cohesion policy. It will be important to prioritize national and regional R&I investments and reforms. Fifthly, last but not least, we should empower innovators through the single market. And that, I think, is especially important. Improving the regulatory framework to make it more flexible and accommodating for innovators and addressing market fragmentation are key levers to improve Europe's innovation performance. In our discussion, we have emphasized the need to attract entrepreneurial talent in Europe, the topic which, as far as we have heard, will be also addressed in the French Council presidency next year. In general, the work on these different policy orientations will be carried forward with the help of established working groups of the EIC Forum. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward to the further contributions in today's launch event of the EIC Forum. Thank you again for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maennel. Thank you very much for this very interesting input. And actually, I feel that you and the group, you feel already the ownership of this policy orientation document, which is extremely important because this is what needs to be the case. So we work together, we create together this orientation document and future policy proposals that Mariya Gabriel will hear with a lot of interest. So I would like now to launch the debate, the panel discussion that we are going to have. I hope by now Mr. Jernej Salecl, the Director General for the Directorate for Internationalization and Entrepreneurship and Technology in Slovenia, is with us. He's not here yet. Okay, and I know that we are waiting for Mr. Ehler to connect, but waiting the connection of the other members of the panel. Dear Mariya, I will turn to you with the first question. So, you heard, you listened to what it was presented to you by the forum. Do you think that this is what it is expected? Is it enough? Is something missing from what you have heard?
Well, thank you very much, dear Anna, for this first question. First of all, I would like to say thank you. Thank you very much for this document, for those recommendations. I must say that we are very much aligned, and it's quite encouraging to see that for the last few months we all not only look at the same direction, but we are thinking about the common solutions. That's why for me it's the first sign we are very well aligned. We need here to strengthen this holistic and systematic approach that we can see with the different policy recommendations. And of course it's quite encouraging to see that member states and what we can see at national level as good practices can be integrated in this framework. Maybe in that sense, for me, it's an excellent starting point. Maybe one thing not so much missing, but there is a potential to increase this dimension. Well, I'm a commissioner responsible for education too, and I think that when we talk about talent, this dimension can be strengthened. We can talk really about the role of universities and always really to link research, innovation and education, create synergies, think how together from local to national and European level, we can just tell to all our talents, you are at home, Europe is your home, so you can develop your ideas and you can thrive where you are in Europe. So for me, that's the main message at this moment. Thank you very much. Excellent work.
Thank you very much. And of course, you are about to prepare and present an important package on universities, which is going to be linked very much with the work that is ongoing on the innovation policy and actions. Thank you very much for this. So in the meantime, I see that the Director General, Jernej Salecl, has been with us. So the same question to you. You listened to the presentation, you have seen the orientation document. What are your views? Is it what you expected? Is there something missing? And in particular from your national experience as well.
Yes, thank you very much for the floor. First of all, I would really like to congratulate you for the work done. I believe that having such a forum is actually a necessity to move forward, since we all know that innovation is in heart of the Europe's development. And I must say that I agree with proposed policy orientations, and when reading in detail the recommendations, I can see that the most of the EU innovation policies weaknesses that have been actually detected are being addressed. Since coming from the Ministry of Economic Development, I would perhaps only suggest a bit more focus to be given on the actions to promote and support concrete cooperation between research and businesses. For instance, support for setting up a multidisciplinary development and innovation teams in companies is one such action that could be put forward, for example. And also attracting and keeping young innovation talents is also something that could be perhaps a bit more highlighted, since they really are the future of our development here in Europe. Nevertheless, like I said, I support all the activities at the EU level, especially in the EIC Forum, since our common goal should be to create something like a new innovation strategy for the European Union. And at the member state level, we all try to do our very best to support innovation through different, but sometimes very similar policies and instruments. Still, we see that maybe we lack some cohesion on the EU level. I expect that this forum will try to answer some of them, and I'm sure that we can learn from each other and help each other to do even more.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this, and thank you very much also because you are preparing the next question. I think Mr. Ehler is not here with us, so I pass directly then to the next question, and I will continue with you. Mariya, what do you expect from this forum? So this is the kickoff, this is the launching. We had some preparatory work, but there is a long way in front of us. And we certainly have the opportunity for further feedback to you, further discussions. But what do you expect from the forum? How do you think it could best help you to achieve the innovation vision that you have?
Well, first, I have great expectations. And if I have to resume in one sentence, it will be what I expect from EIC Forum is 3C. It's connect, contribute, co-create. First, connect, because what I would like here to transmit as messages that I count on all of you to transform EIC Forum into a platform, a unique platform where we can connect each other, where we can learn from each other, where we can really exchange. And I'm sure that if there is a lot of motivation, concrete proposals like those that we just listened to, it will be great to have this point of reference at European level for connecting people that are working for pan-European innovation ecosystem. The second, of course, is to contribute, because we need, as I already said it, we need your contribution, your examples, your experiences, your ideas to shape our common policies at European level, to see where we can facilitate your work, what is possible, where are the respective competencies of national member states, of the European Union, what we have to do much more with our regions. And of course, the third is to co-create, because it's good to connect each other, it's good to learn from each other, it's good to have good practices and excellent ideas. But if we don't co-create since the beginning common solutions that will be adequate for realities on the ground, I think that we don't have the same chances to succeed, because I think that definitely we share one common ambition to transform Europe in a leader of innovation, using all our strengths, using all our talents, really thinking about all our territories and people that want to be included in this work. And that's why I count very much on the EIC Forum to connect, to contribute and to co-create with us common solutions. I'm not talking only about policies, solutions that will help Europe to accelerate the pace to become a leader.
Of course. Thank you very much. And actually, you are the example of our commissioners of co-creation with the ERA. Tomorrow, there will be a very important package to be adopted by the Competent Council. This is a result of a real co-creation inaugurated and guided by you. Thank you very much for this feedback. I'm happy to announce that Mr. Ehler is with us today as well. He just joined. Welcome, Mr. Ehler. We are very happy to have you with us. We are already at the question about what are the expectations of the forum from your side, for the European Parliament side, but probably in your reply you can also a little bit reflect and react to the first question about whether the report, the recommendations document that we have just presented and you have seen, I assume, beforehand, is what you expected, or you think there is something missing towards the development of renewing innovation policy in Europe. Mr. Ehler, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, Madam Commissioner. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the expectations are high, and I might start with a more global perspective. I think the Commissioner you as board members of the EIC, we as the three institutions hold one of the strategic instruments in our hands for global competition of the European Union. And we should understand that even the Green Deal, where we expect on the one hand this move towards climate change, but also a completely new business model, new patents, a new generation of technology, is challenged. And we're challenged by our American counterparts. When President Biden had been saying, we don't go the regulatory way, we are going to go to invest, to risk, to innovate, to open our big financial capital markets towards innovation and the needed technology and investments to reduce CO2 emissions by 55%. That was a kind of systematic challenge which had been presented. And that means that the EIC instrument is the key instrument, and the Parliament is willing even to think about even attributing more money to that instrument, which is somewhere in between the classical financial markets in Europe, the need for investment in deep tech, take risks, not to care about Basel II banking portfolios, to get into innovation, into risk. And it might be, as the budget control institution, a strange thing to say, but our expectation is that you risk, that you achieve, definitely, but you understand that usually public budget are risk averse, and we created that instrument to have a risk-driven instrument. And we want to reassure the Commission that the Parliament is standing behind the Commission also when we are losing money, because if you want to take risks, you have to have the willingness to lose money if you want to achieve a lot. And so for us, it is far beyond the expectation we originally had. One of the key instruments for the Green Deal, one of the key instruments for making Europe yet again the innovative place in the world. And so the expectations are high, but the willingness, the political willingness to back that up is also very high in the European Parliament.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ehler. And actually that brings me to the third question, because Commissioner Gabriel, you expect solutions, concrete solutions. Mr. Ehler, you spoke about the response through the EIC, through Horizon Europe program that the Union gave to the need for more risk, for more innovation, for accelerate deep tech technologies. So my third question to all of you is how we can tackle still the main bottlenecks that we have and what we should do more at European level. And I would like to start with Mr. Salecl with his reply to this question.
Yes, thank you very much for this question as well. I think that we all must fully embrace, not only welcome, but embrace the 3C principle that was given by the Commissioner: connect, contribute, and co-create. This is the best keywords we can hang on to, because we have to work together if we want to make progress. I mean, I see the work of the EIC Forum very similar to the one to the Industrial Forum on the EU level, which was set up earlier this year by the DG Grow. And both forums have to provide policy recommendations to us that are policymakers. And I'm sure that both forums will also exchange information and connect with each other so they can prosper in their work. So perhaps somehow they will work hand in hand, or find a way how to communicate, because we simply cannot expect better cooperation between research and businesses. I always refer to businesses because, like I said, from the perspective of the Ministry of Economy, this is very important. And we cannot expect this cooperation if two such forums on the EU level don't cooperate as well. And I'm very lucky to be privileged by being member of both forums, and I believe that many of my colleagues are not, and would appreciate, like I said, an open flow of information. So this is one huge bottleneck, so that information gets to all of us. And the other, maybe to emphasize, is the maybe fragmentation. Also, beginning at the EU level, the fragmentation of support schemes are many times complicated for companies. And then on the national level as well, we know we have our responsibility in this area as well. We fragment the support schemes as well. Companies, they need predictability and time in order to innovate. So this is the short answer. This, as I highlighted, these 2 points. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very clear message. Mr. Ehler, what do you see more from your side? What needs to be done more?
Might be to my blunt German nature, we need more money. And that's the task we have. We have a certain flexibility in the budget, but I would really appeal to the Council, not yet again, as it had been this year, on the budget rapporteur also for Horizon, yet to get in this ritual that we are cutting research program. I mean, we retained the money, but we have a certain flexibility within the Horizon budget, and I think we should really think about contributing yet another billion or 2 billion euros to the EIC. Besides that more robust appeal, what we expect from the EIC is that you're ambitious. For us, the contribution we had been in terms of the setting and the portfolio of the EIC, we wanted to add the creative industries, the creative factor, which might transfer groundbreaking technologies to something which is really transformative in our societies. And to go that alley, to look for unconventional new mergers of technology, creative aspects, I think that creates that transformative technologies which are attributing to societal change and contribute to climate change or to really innovation in societies. And I think that ambition to become something also, or think unconventional, I think that is one of the most important tasks. And then, if I may add, what we would also like to see and what we would need is, let's be realistic. We have now the situation that we can get bigger, but we should be able to get bigger. We have now a kind of agreement with the Council that we can go to 30 million per case. But we would like to establish that as a given instrument, that we can go big if it's important, that we not stick to certain limits. I'm well aware about the budget situation, but I think that going up to 50 million, if there is a very plausible case together with other investment, that's needed. We have to risk. And I really appeal yet again to the Commission and also to the services. It's very unusual that a parliament is saying as the budget control instrument, but take risk. We have to take risk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know we are short of time, but I do need to hear Commissioner Gabriel. Take risks? Is that what we have to do? More budget? Is there something else? What we need to do more to address the bottlenecks?
Well, first of all, I fully agree with what Christian Ehler said. And from my side, maybe I want to say we need to change the pace. We need to change the mindset, because definitely today new technologies are really accelerating with a different pace, and that we see disruptive technology appearing everywhere. That's why I think that it's up to us really now to have more rapid coordination, more concrete solutions, and that's why I very much count on EIC Forum and EIC and all other instruments. The second thing, I think that it's really important to transform the pan-European innovation ecosystem in an attractive destination. We need talents. We need to attract all the brightest minds, and that's something that we can address much more strongly. The third thing, of course, I fully agree. We need here a much more coherent framework, because what we can see that we have already good instruments at our disposal. We have good practices. Now we have new tools that will leverage our ambitions, but we need really something really coherent in order to address the main issues. So from my side, that's my message. I think that here Europe can do a lot, at least together with all our team. And thank you very much, Anna, for your active contribution to this too. We'll really try to have this, to preserve this coherent framework, but at the same time, yes, what we need finally maybe to change a little bit, it's not only to stay focused on regulation, but to see much more how we can facilitate and how we can create an innovation-friendly environment. So I think that it's a strong message for all our stakeholders, and I count on you to help us to achieve this.
Thank you very much. And now, last but not least, Manuel Herr sends a video message that I invite now all of you to hear him. So please.
Good morning to everyone, and above all to our Commissioner, Mariya Gabriel, for making it happen, this forum, which is very critical and above all, very timely. The European research area, and together with innovation, Europe at large, will require in the years to come the strengthening of our funding for research and innovation. The policy guidance, in my view, are too soft. We need to be very pragmatic and very clear. When we look at the last 20 years, the overall investment in research and innovation in Europe has been quasi-stagnant at about 2% of the European GDP. Certainly, we notable exceptions, and we know where the overall investment increased, particularly in Germany, in Belgium, and also in medium and small countries like Portugal or Estonia. And we need to make sure that citizens at large understand that facing the challenges of the years to come will require investing more in research and innovation. The area of the Innovation Council is certainly critical in complement and in articulation with the need to strengthen the investment in research, which should get 3% of GDP in a 10 years time period. And it is a large collective effort. But if we look specifically to the innovation context, take for instance the case of Portugal. These days we have one of the highest concentration of unicorns, the so-called large companies which have a market valuation over 1 billion euros. We have 6 of them, while only Estonia has slightly above this concentration of unicorns. The question is that more than 70% of the funding for this unicorn comes from American investment, private investment, and American VCs. So we have been able to create the skills, the capacities, the entrepreneurs in Europe and in case in Portugal. But our entrepreneurs went to the United States to get the necessary funding for their own activities and to address markets with the necessary risk. We are different, and we should be different from the way Americans have developed their own society. We believe in Europe, and the European way of doing things with a social context should be preserved, but at the same time, we need to guarantee that we provide the necessary funding incentives to accelerate the way our entrepreneurs take innovation and research in a serious way. And the European Innovation Council can be, and I hope will be, one of the instruments to accelerate the investment in innovation and to make sure that our entrepreneurs can get the necessary funding in Europe, within Europe, for make their business to grow and to really engage European citizens in more research and innovation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Minister Heitor. Indeed, we are in Europe, and we need to do things in a European way, and this is exactly what we are doing here today. This is exactly why we have EIC. This is exactly why we have established the forum under the leadership of Commissioner Gabriel. So many thanks to all of you. Many thanks, Commissioner Gabriel. Many thanks to the panelists. Many thanks to the EIC Forum already starting to work. This is the kickoff day for a long journey. Looking forward to very exciting discussions in this context, and all the best to all of you for the rest of exciting EIC Summit still today. Many thanks.